I'm Nick Altmeyer with linkinglewiscounty.com, here this afternoon with Erik Griffin. Erik's a Lewis County Legislator candidate for District 5. District 5 encompasses pretty much almost the entire village of Lowville. There's a few sections that fall into Andrea Moynihan's district, but for the most part, it's most of the village of Lowville. Erik's a lifelong resident of the village of Lowville. He lives over on Railroad Street. He's a graduate of Lowville Academy and Central School, and he's a member of the Sons of American Legion Post 162. So we invited Erik in this afternoon to go over some of the topics that are facing the Board of Legislators currently. And if you want to start out, Erik, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to run for legislator.
Well, the reason I want to run is to make a change here in our county. Try to cut unnecessary spending where we can, improve on stuff, like probably do some different things, hopefully improve our traffic for safety for our motorists and our walking pedestrians.
Okay. All right. Well, we did have a list of topics here that we've went over with any of the candidates that were interested in doing an interview with us. Just for full disclosure, we did allow everyone to see the questions first. Feel it's a little more beneficial to have more of an informed answer than to just try to catch you on the spot about something, and kind of really want to feel what your positions are on some of these issues. So our first topic here is wind power. And with the multiple wind turbine projects proposed in the county, the board has recently taken the position that while they support Fort Drum, they would like to see the state's Article 10 site review process run its course for each project instead of making a blanket statement for or against windmills in general. What is your position on the wind turbine issue in Lewis County?
Well, I'm in support of the windmills. I'm in support of Fort Drum. I think we need to look at it further to see why the windmills are affecting their radar when it's not affecting our weather radar, which is located in Montague.
Okay.
Hopefully we can solve it, and hopefully we can move on, bringing more windmills to the North Country.
Okay. So it sounds like basically you're in favor of where the board currently stands as far as letting each project run its course through the site review process and determining on a project by project basis whether it's feasible or pertinent to do it or not.
Yes.
Okay. Education's another topic we have on the list here, higher education. The county approved $4 million in funding to build a JCC Extension Center at Maple Ridge back in August of 2016 to offer manufacturing and agribusiness training and other certificate programs. The project has stalled while the county and JCC work out an operating agreement. How important do you feel it is for Lewis County to support and improve higher education opportunities for its residents?
We need to really improve our education. Higher education, yes. Well, we need get moving on it so we get it here, because there's some areas that I can probably even take to improve with my major from BOCES.
Okay. Shared services is another topic that we've covered with the other candidates. With property tax caps, increased state-mandated program funding, and other challenges, budgeting has become more and more difficult each year. From a county perspective, what areas would you like to see more effort put into shared services between local municipalities?
Shared services, it's a great idea. If people need, say, like a couple towns need the same piece of equipment, or the county too, they should pitch in and get one machinery so they can share it throughout Lewis County. And while I was thinking, there is a way that we can probably even combine 3 DOT into one if we can find the room to do it, and it will save a lot of money. So forking a lot of money in the 3 buildings, like the village DOT, town DOT, and the county DOT. We put those 3 together, and it combines, so you're saving money from month to month. Then you turn around, sell those properties, and those go back on back on the tax record.
Okay. And outside of like equipment or DOTs, things like that, are there other areas where you think that shared services could benefit as far as purchasing power, things like that?
Yeah. Let's see. If we got small townships,
yep,
we should combine this into one. Instead of having, I know we got over a dozen different townships here in Lewis County. Some are small, so let's combine the 2 towns that are next to each other, and that gives away one town DOT. But you combine those 2 together, and you still keep those jobs.
Yep.
You're not getting rid of any job.
Right.
But you're combining them as one.
Still need the same amount of people to do the work. You just you're saving on other overhead costs and things like that.
Yeah.
You would say. Okay. Facility planning is our next topic here. The board recently approved a study to come up with a strategic plan for county facilities. The board feels that a strategic plan would help the decision-making process for upgrading and maintaining current facilities and determining if new facilities need to be constructed. Would you be in favor of the county developing and following a strategic plan for facilities?
Yes. Some of our buildings are in where we can't maintain no more because it's getting too expensive to maintain.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we need to combine a couple places into one so we can save money.
Okay.
Even like places that we have small offices,
Mm-hmm.
let's put everything into one facility, so everything is located in one facility.
Okay.
So it's easier. And some of these buildings that we're at right now are hard to maintain.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Broadband's another hot topic. The county has been working with Mohawk Networks to establish broadband access to underserved areas of the county. Mohawk recently received somewhere between $6 and $7 million grant from the state in order to provide some of these services to the county. The county has allowed access to 911 towers for equipment installation as Mohawk Networks constructs their broadband network. Do you feel broadband access is an important asset to the county? And if elected, do you support continuing to work with future broadband projects?
I'm in support of broadband. First thing we need to do, we do have issues, still having small issues with our 911 system. Then we need to fix that and make sure with this broadband going on emergency towers, it's not going to affect our emergency towers.
Okay.
If it is, we gotta make sure we can do something right where it's not going to affect. But I do support this.
Okay. Infrastructure and job creation. What areas would you like to see the county address in terms of improving infrastructure and promoting job creation?
Well, when it comes to jobs, right on top of my head, we need to cut taxes to create those jobs.
Okay.
Because it's getting hard for people to pay the new minimum wage, pay the higher taxes, but like these like the mom and pop shops, mm-hmm. they're closing up because they can't afford anything.
Okay.
That's why we need cut taxes to create jobs.
Okay. So from a county standpoint, when you're talking minimum wage and things like that, those are mandated by the state.
Yes.
What kind of things can the county do to kind of offset some of what you're talking about? How would you propose?
There's at the local level, from county in the view of things,
Mm-hmm.
is like business taxes. We can cut because there's not only state tax, but there's local tax.
Mm-hmm.
We can go at those spots and cut there, and these businesses will be able to move forward and pay the new minimum wage.
Okay. And as far as infrastructure, is there any infrastructure we're talking about? And some of it plays into job creation and things like that. Obviously, as a Village of Lowville resident, you're probably aware of some of the infrastructure problems over the summer with being able to keep up with the filtration of the water, which is more of a village problem than a county problem. There was recently a report from the comptroller's office about the state of the bridges, and not only Lewis County but the entire state. What are some of the areas as far as infrastructure that you see that the county could improve on?
Yes, we need to fix our bridges. Some are like 50 plus years old. Some can't take the weight that it says it could say 20 ton, but it can't handle that now because it's too old. Or like the bridge over in Cashline going into Naumburg,
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be fixed. You travel across there, your vehicle is pulling to left or right because that bridge not was put in wrong. Then for the water issue, from a county standpoint, we should just give an input on it so they can know we're concerned about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I really want to see the county and the village work together to resolve this situation.
Okay.
So, because if we want more businesses to come, we have to get a bigger filtration on the new system.
Mm-hmm.
That's bigger, that can handle the water that they need throughout the 24-hour period.
Yep. All right. Our last topic here is employee health insurance in the hospital. Kind of separate topics, but we kind of grouped them together. Increases in healthcare insurance costs for county employees has been a steady line item increase in the budget. What ideas would you bring to the table to address the rising costs associated with the county's self-funded insurance program? And also, how important do you feel it is for the county to retain ownership of the hospital?
With the employment health care, we need to make sure it's affordable, because lately the health insurance is going up.
Right.
We gotta make sure people can afford it, especially at a county point. Can they afford a higher rate?
Mm-hmm.
If not, we gotta work with these insurance companies, make sure we can afford the right health insurance for our county employees.
Okay.
With Lewis County in general, for the facility, if I'm elected, I'm willing to go on the hospital board, but like I told some people, I won't full react to the board. I'll just sit back, make sure they're doing what they need to do to improve, but I'll give my opinions and what the community is saying. I'll give those to the hospital board, but I won't fully help them run. Just make sure they're running it the way they need to.
Right.
County, it can still be owned by the county, but we shouldn't order them what to do. We just let them run it the way they need to. Like in before the new ER came around, it was the ER was running great. We had 2 ER doctors. There was probably about 5 or 6 nurses on round the clock to make sure these patients and people that were coming in through the ER, walk-ins, or by our Lewis County Search and Rescue Squad, are bringing it, making sure they are taken care of in an orderly fashion.
Okay.
If we can do that again, we will be in the right path of making sure our hospital is going in the right direction.
Okay, sounds good. Was there anything else you'd like to tell the voters before they go out and vote on November 7th?
I am self-employed.
Okay.
I do different odd jobs right now, but I don't mind doing self-employed. But I'm hoping after the election I can get back to a steady job and stay in self-employed. Another thing too is a reminder on November 7th. There's stuff on the back of the ballot.
Good point.
We need to make sure the public knows there's different things on the back. I believe there's going to be a topic there from our county on our ATV trails.
Okay.
And you see all these signs that say vote no. That's definitely going to be on there. And I've been talking to people. They're not supportive of it. I am not, because I don't like how it's going to be run. The
Constitutional Convention you're talking about, not the ATV trails.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The Constitution Convention, it's not set right. It's terrible how they're setting it. A lot of people don't realize what it is. If you don't mind, I'll give a brief statement on it.
Sure.
What it is, they want to go after retirement funds, like union people and state workers and stuff like that. They're going to ruin their retirement. Who are retired are going to be retiring soon. If you retired in this year or end of last year, your retirement is going to be ruined because of that. Because they're going to pull funds from your retirement ordinary to do this Constitution Convention. And I'm not supportive of it. And I highly support that you guys vote no.
Okay.
To save your jobs as union people. Because I got friends in the union. Not only people that are union in New York, but people I have met across when I've been traveling with a circus.
Yeah.
There's people in the union, and I talked to them. They don't like that idea either.
Right.
So they're trying to get out and talk to people that are voters and expressing their opinions, so they can vote no for it.
Okay. So yeah, there are a number of propositions that are going to be on the back of your ballots on November 7th. We'll have something out early next week to kind of go over what the propositions are and what they mean. Other than that, we thank you very much for coming in today, Eric, and we wish you the best of luck on November 7th.
All right, thank you.
All right.